Hello there, and may the 4th be with you today on this special day for Star Wars fans. I thought I would do an extra little video. I know I stopped doing these vehicle build episodes, so instead of doing the creative build process for it, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for what you probably saw in the thumbnail. However, if you haven't seen the episode that came out today, I would say if you're watching the main series, watch that first, because I'm about to show now is a little bit of a spoiler, and that is the Millenium Falcon that you see on the end there. So we're going to do a tutorial, probably the most iconic vehicle from the series, and I'll just show you guys how to build this. So let's jump over into a fresh world where we can start to build this up with nothing in the background to distract us, and I'll show you the resources that you need to build it. So here are all the main blocks that you'll need to build this, and you can feel free to pause here so that you can gather those up, or you can take a look down in the description where I've written a list of the resources that are needed. And you'll also need this chest here. This is all the little detailing blocks that we're going to use to put on the vehicle, and this dirt, this 64 dirt, is just temporary blocks, so you just need something that you can break easy and you can place down to position things such as the grindstones in the right angles. Then we also have this one here, just a few extras. If you want to build the supports for it landing, the landing gear for it, then you can use these items here, and I've built it in the sky, so I will build it without first, and then I'll just show you where you can add those in after. So for the first layer, you're going to grab the items that you see in my hotbar now, and you're just going to start off. You can place a fence gate onto a block. You just need any temporary block if you're building this in the air, and then you want to turn around to the front, so this is going to be facing the front where you want it to go. Then you can break that temporary block. Then on the side of these fence gates, you just want to place in your stairs like this, so it goes towards the middle. Then we're going to need to place these grindstones in, but they will need to be backwards, so you can place 2 temporary blocks out, break the first one and place another one on the side of that, and then if you just face into those, you can have it like this so that the arms of the grindstones are pointed out. Then off of these grindstones, you want to place in 4 chains, 2 on each side, and then 2 lightning rods on the end of those. Then you're going to take your 4 trapdoors. You can place 2 on either side of the Andesite Stairs, place some temporary blocks on those, and then just place 2 trapdoors again on each end and break those, and that's your first layer done. Then for your second layer, you're going to need 8 Tinted Glass, 36 Iron Trapdoors, and the remainder of your 9 Mangrove Trapdoors, 16 Andesite Stairs, and then just grab pretty much half of your smooth stone and smooth stone slabs. So we're going to start off by just placing this 2 Tinted Glass here, and then you can place a smooth stone on each end, and we're just going to make a box like that, so 2 Tinted Glass on each side, some more on the end of the stone, and then 2 more Tinted Glass like that. Then you just want to go around this, placing 4 stone on each side, just like that. Then off of the front where the cannon is facing, you're going to go 3 out on this, like this, on all 4, and then place 2 more on the end like that. Then off of the end of this, we're going to go 4 out on the sides, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is with the slabs. And then we're going to go 5 in the middle, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on each of these, we're just going to go out by 2 iron trapdoors, so 2 on each layer, just like that. Now on each side, you want to go to the back 2 of the side 4 blocks that you have and go 3 out, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. So you have a 2 by 3 sticking off, and you do the same on the other side, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to complete the circle around the back, so where you have these 4 blocks at the back, you're going to go 2 out on each of these. So 1, 2, 1, 2, like that, and then to the side of those also go out by 2. Now we're going to put in our slabs for this layer. So off the side of the 2, 3 blocks sticking out, you're going to go 4 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and repeat the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we can place in our Andesite Stairs. I did actually tell you to pick up 4 too many of these because we're also going to need 4 Andesite Slabs, so I apologise for that. But you're going to place upside down here 1, 2, 3, just like this on the full blocks, upside down facing inwards like that, and repeat on all 4 of those sides, so you have this. Then you're going to take the 4 Andesite Slabs that I mentioned just now, and we're going to just place them at the end of these stairs like this, 1, 2, 3 and 4, just like that. So now we can take our smooth stone slabs again. You're going to place 2 in these corners, place another row going across that, and then another 2 like this. And then you're going to repeat the same in this corner as well, so in the corners, then 3 going across, and then 2 to complete the box there. Then on the back side, we're going to place 2 going out like this of these slabs all the way across. So you'll have a 2x4 now of the slabs, and then we're going to repeat the same thing we just did in this corner. So 2 in the corners, 3 going across, and then 2 more in the corner again. And same here, you're going to go 2 in the corners, 3 going across, and 2 in those corners. Now the last thing to do for this level is we need to start filling in these iron trapdoors. So you're just going to go around and place one in every single smooth stone that is visible on the front, just like that. And then you're going to repeat those on this side as well, so in all of these parts here, and you're going to ignore these 4 blocks at the back, and then you're going to go to this corner as well. So now you should have this shape with your trapdoors. And we're also going to place 2 trapdoors on the end of each of these, like this. Now we need to use some temporary blocks. So where you have this middle iron trapdoor here, you've got 2, 2 and 1 in the middle. You're going to place a block on the side, and you're going to place your iron trapdoor and break that temporary block. So now you have this one sticking off like this, and the same thing on all 4 of these corners. So there's one there, and we place our temporary block and iron trapdoor there, and then we do the final one here, just like that. So now you'll have this shape. So the last thing left to do on this layer is the mangrove trapdoors. So we're going to place off the side of the second one in from these andesite stairs, 2 trapdoors going out like this, and then on the opposite side the same thing again, 2 trapdoors going out like this. Then we're going to place 2 dirt blocks coming off of these. So on the, if you're looking dead on at it, it's on the right hand side, and we're just going to place 2 trapdoors and break those temporary blocks again. Then we're going to place a dirt block in the same quadrant on this part here next to the trapdoors, and place a mangrove trapdoor coming off that, and we'll break that block again. Now if you go to the other side of the front half, we're going to place a dirt block here in this corner next to this andesite slab. Then we're going to place a mangrove trapdoor coming off that, and then break that dirt block as well. And lastly, for this level, we're going to place one more dirt block here where this first slab starts on the front part, and then we're going to place a mangrove trapdoor coming off that and break the dirt block. So that's that layer finished. Now we'll get the stuff for the next layer. So for the third layer, you're going to need what you can see in my hotbar now. And we will start off with some smooth stone. We're going to place it on top of all of these tinted glass, and then in the gap in the middle we're going to place in our 4 tinted glass that we just got there. Now if you come to the front of the ship, we're going to place 2 slabs on top of these 2 trapdoors here, and 1 more coming off there, and then we'll cover up these 4 here. And we're also going to place in 2 chains just in this little gap here. Then we will place 4 blocks coming off of those like that, and the same on the other side, and we'll fill in the gap here with 2 more stone blocks like that. So we have this little U shape. And now we're going to place 3 stone blocks on each side coming off of this first trapdoor. And off the side of this 3 stone we're going to place 1, 2, 3. Then the next layer we're going to place 1, 2, 3, offset by 1 like this. And then offset once more, we're going to place 4 blocks this time, going back all the way to the last iron trapdoor. Then we will repeat that pattern on the other side, so 3 blocks, then offset by 1, another 3 blocks, and then offset by 1, we're going to go 4 blocks like that. So you should now have this shape. Now if you come to the sides of the ship where we have these andesite slabs, we're going to place 1 stone block on top of each of those like this. And then off of that we're going to place 4 andesite slabs going out in the same orientation as the first one, so that's kind of upwards. Same on this side, 4 going out like this. Then you can place 1 dirt block on this trapdoor here, and then place some andesite slabs on the end, and then you can break your dirt block. And we're going to repeat this on the other side like this. So we're going to come around here and place 4 and 4 on this side, and then we'll place 1 temporary dirt, and we'll place our andesite stairs like that. Now where this side bit connects to the main ship, we're going to place in 2 of our deep slate tile slabs here in this gap, and then we're going to place another 2 on this side as well. Then coming off of those we're going to place 2 full stone blocks, and the same on this side, 2 full stone blocks. Now if you come around the back, we can place in stone blocks on top of all of these iron trapdoors here. And now on the back left side where we have these mangrove trapdoors, you can place in 4 stone blocks coming out. And now you want to place 2 blocks like this, 2 blocks like this, and 2 blocks just like this. And now we can repeat the same on the other side, so we're going to place 4 blocks in this corner here, and then 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks. So now you should have this shape. Now where we have the 2 backmost blocks, you're going to place 1 on the inside of the 2 blocks, and the same on this side, 1 on the inside. And then you can just fill in the gap all the way along to the other side like that. And then we're going to place 4 blocks along the middle, just like this. Now you're going to come to where you have this iron trapdoor that sticks out, and on this block on each side you're going to place 2 slabs. And the same on this side, you're going to place 2 slabs. And then we'll come to the front of the ship, And then what you want to do is on the front 2 blocks here, place 2 slabs. Then off of the next one, you're going to place 2 slabs. And then off the next one, 2 slabs. And then now that should now be in line with your deep slate tiles. We're going to place 1 here, leaving this block empty. And then we're going to place 1 next to these 2 stone blocks. And you should leave this bit empty. And we're going to repeat that on this side. So you're going to have 2, 2, 2, and then 1, and then 1 here. Now you're going to take your polished deep slate slabs and you're just going to go all of the way around the whole ship like this. So we want to do a full circle all the way around, other than where stuff is sticking out from. So you're going to avoid, you're not going to go around these, you're just going to skip over those, and then you're going to move on to the next one and fill in all of these gaps. And the same here, we're going to skip this and move on to the next bit, avoiding those gaps. So now you should have a full circle around, other than where you have your 3 points sticking off the ship. Now you want to take your smooth stone slabs. We're going to start from the first andesite stairs here. You're just going to keep going all the way around, making sure that there's at least a 1 block gap. So you can see here, this corner never touches the outside. So it's just a 1 level going all of the way around like this, around the back of the ship, and like that. So you should now see all of that black line is within the stones. Continuing with the smooth stone slabs, you're going to place 4 just like this in the L shape to replicate what's on this side, just like that. And we'll do the same on the other side. So you have those bits covered up now. Now you're going to take another temporary block, and off the top of this L, you're going to place 1 dirt, you're going to place a iron trapdoor, 2 going out, and then you're going to go across by 4 like this. So you have this bit of a longer L. And then you can break your dirt there. Now on the first layer of this polished deep slate, you can go out with 5 slabs, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the second layer you can go out by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can then repeat that on the other side as well, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we're going to place in some of the andesite stairs. You're going to go upside down off of this deep slate here, and then you can go out by 5 on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can repeat that on the other side, so placing on this block here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now you should have it sticking off like this, and the same on this side, so the full side should be facing inwards. Now behind those stairs you're going to place in 6 slabs, so you go 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 like that, and the same on this side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now if you come to the end of the andesite stairs, you place 1 slab here, and then we're going to place a 2 by 3, so 2 off of that and 3 across. So there you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks like this. We can also repeat that on this side as well, so you're going to go out 1, 2, 3 and then 1, 2, 1, 2. Now that you have those in, we can place in the second row of these andesite stairs, which is going to go as well the full side facing towards the middle. And you're going to start there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will come to the end of this. And repeat on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now off the end of those stairs, you can place in the 2 remaining chains that we picked up earlier. Now from this 2 by 3 here, we can go by the middle block. You can come out by 3, so 1, 2, 3 slabs, and then do another 3, 1, 2, 3. So you have this 3 by 4 here, and then we can connect this back to the start. So just bring the slabs all the way along down to here. Then we will repeat that on this side. So off the middle block, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and then connect those back to the deep slate there. For the final step on this layer, we're going to place in 6 of these iron trapdoors on each side as a 2 by 3, so 1, 2, 3, and out by 2, and this is on the inside of these forks. So just like that. And that is now the 3rd layer done. Don't worry, I know that we have some holes here, here, and here. That is intentional, and you'll be able to see things from underneath if you build this up in the sky. So for the next layer, you're going to need quite a few blocks more than we brought on the previous layers, because there's a few details on this one. But you can see everything I've got here. I did bring all of the sea lanterns and the blue glass, because we're going to just place all of that in the one go. So we will start off with the end here. You're going to place the blast furnaces on each end facing inwards. Next to those on the inside, you're going to place your chiseled deepslate. And then we're going to place in 2 regular of the smooth stone blocks like this. On the end you can place in your mangrove buttons on the stone blocks. and then just make sure you're crouched. You can place in the Blackstone buttons on the other two like that. Now off the back of the Chiseled Deepslate, you want to place in a stone block and then 2 on the corner like this, so they're not quite connected. And the same here, 1 and 2 like that. Then you want to crouch on the end here, and you can place in observers facing towards the front like this in the corner, so it's next to the blast furnace. Now on the block that is in line with these 2 chains, you're going to start a line of observers all facing towards the front of the ship like this, and you can just jump up here and place just like that, and we'll do the same on this side, observers going all the way along to the front of the ship just like that. Now you can take the cracked deepslate tiles, and off the observers you can place in 4 covering up that hole, and then on the end you want 2 blast furnaces with the grill facing outwards like this, and repeat that on the other side as well. So you cover up the hole with 4 of those, and then you place in your 2 blast furnace. Then if you place in some smooth stone blocks on these corners like this, and on the third one you're going to place 3 of those, and you can repeat that on this side as well, so 1 on each of the corners and then 3 going along here. Now off the back of the 2 single blocks you just placed, you're going to put an observer on each one of those facing backwards like this, and then we're going to, facing outwards, place a loom on each of those observers just like this. And the same on this side. Now that you have those looms in where we have the second hole here, you can place another 4 of the cracked deepslate over those, and the same on the other side like this. Then down the middle of the ship where you have this gap, we're going to place 4 stone blocks, and where the chains are you want to place in your 2 lecterns. You might have some trouble. I had to jump like this, so I would face it and then I would jump. It wouldn't really let me place it in my world, but that's how it worked for me. And next to those we can place in 2 grindstones in these gaps here, so you should have this little formation down the middle of it. We can also now fill in these gaps, so you can just place 2 cracked deepslate tiles like this, and 2 here as well, so it just covers up that hole and it leaves a little bit of an indent looking like some sort of grill. You can also cover up the 4 tinted glass in the middle with some smooth stone. Now you want to come to where the cockpit is, and you can cover up these 4 trapdoors and this one here with some smooth stone, and then we're going to fill in this gap here and this gap here. So now you want to place in 1 in this gap here, come out by 1, and then go all the way over to the andesite stairs here. Now from the front of this bit sticking out, you're going to crouch on the edge, place your stair so that it's facing downwards like this, and the same on both sides so that they're facing downwards and also facing forwards like that. Now connect those up, so you're going to place 3 stairs going all the way to the back, and then on this block on the opposite end you're going to place 1, so you will have this sharp edge down here. On the other side we're going to place 2 like this, then turn your angle so that that connects up correctly, and you've got these stairs connected here, and then place 1 into that corner so we have this connected with this kind of shape here. Now we can cover up the other side, so go to the other side of the ship, place 1 smooth stone on top of that stairs, and then go 3 out from there, so you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. Then you can place a temporary block here and just place 2 more smooth stone to fill in that gap there. Now on both sides of the ship you need to place in 2 looms coming off of the back of the smooth stone where we've stopped. Then off of those looms we're going to go back 4 blocks, so 2 over the ones that are already there and then 2 over the air blocks, and repeat the same on the other side, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now off of those blocks you're going to place a temporary block and then 2 smooth stone sticking off like this, and the same on the other side, 2 coming back. And now we're going to grab our sea lanterns and our blue glass, and starting from the first of the blocks you just placed, so this one right here, place 1 sea lantern, and then place another one diagonally. Then diagonally from that you're going to go 2, and then another 2 here, and we can repeat that pattern on the other side. So you place 1 here on the first of the 2 blocks, then go diagonally 1, diagonally 2, and diagonally another 2, and then you're going to place 6 on the final bit just like that. Then off the front of all of those you're going to fill in with the blue glass, or light blue glass, sorry. So just like that. Once you've done that we can actually go through and just place in the second layer of these straight on top, as it's all in the same orientation. So just like this, all the sea lanterns and blue glass are now in place. Now you want to take some smooth stone slabs, and just along the bottom of the bottom glass you're just going to fill in all the gaps like this. So just go all the way around the back and fill in all of those until it reaches the other side, and then that should kind of block off the half layer of the sea lanterns. So for the last layer you are going to need to use either some smooth stone slabs or some trapdoors as temporary blocks, so coming off the side of these stairs right here, because we need to be able to reach underneath these temporary blocks here in order to place in the grindstones at this angle. So you should be facing sideways to the looms, and then we can break all of these temporary blocks just like this. And either side of these grindstones you want to place one andesite wall, and then facing upwards a stone stairs like that, so it's upside down. We then need to repeat that process on this side. So on the bottom of these stairs, place 2 slabs, then place some dirt and 2 temporary dirt blocks like this, and place underneath the grindstones and break all of your temporary blocks, and then 2 upside down stone stairs. And that is the next layer all finished up, and you should have what you can see here. So for the next layer, these are the blocks you're going to need, and we'll start off at the front by just placing in 6 trapdoors on top of the first 6 blocks like this. Then we will take the rails and we're going to just make circles on top of all of these blocks here, so you should have those like that. While we're doing the details, we can also place in 2 chains on top of these lecterns. Then behind those chains we can place 4 stone blocks, and we can take the stone slabs as well and just do 2 out like this, and then 2 across and 2 on the front, so it should match the bottom layer as well. One item that I did forget is we need 1 bamboo pressure plate, and that is going to go on this corner here, and we're going to take 2 Blackstone buttons as well and place those on these corners like this. Now we can start to fill in this top layer with these slabs, so we're going to go across all of the observers here, and we're going to cover up everything that isn't already a block all the way to the end of these rails. And on this side we're going to leave this 1 block in the corner here, and then we can repeat that on the other side. So cover up the observers and cover up all of the blocks except from the corner blocks like these ones. Now off the side of these 4 blocks at the back here we can place 2 of the Deepslate polished slabs on each side. And then you want to take your andesite walls, come off of that and go back 1 in towards the ship, and the same on the other side. Now you also need to place in some stone blocks underneath those to cover up the holes, which to be honest I forgot about on the previous layer, but we can still reach it, so that's not a big problem. And now off the side of the second of those andesite walls we're going to place another one of these double slabs in on each side, and then on the back sides we can place in some stone blocks to cover up those holes as well. We can now fill in this gap, so if you place 1 slab on top of the observer and go all the way in to fill up this gap, and 1 on top of the loom and go in to connect with this, and the same on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, like that. We can also place 1 sticking off the end just like that of the loom. Now on the left side of the ship we can do 2 double slabs for these deep slate slabs, and then 2 here on the right and also 1 here. Now off the side where the cockpit is we can place 1 slab here and place 2 double slabs on top like that, and we'll place a block in the corner and a block here, so we have this little V with the 2 smooth stone and the slabs here. Now for the front we will place in 3 of these tinted glass off the front like this with 2 iron bars. We can now fill in the smooth stone going all the way along, filling in all of the sides up to the loom. Not on top of the stairs though, we're going to place our stairs on top like this. Then we're going to place 2 more looms on top of these, and we're going to fill in all of the rest of the stone here all the way to the back of this blue glass. Once you've done that we can place in the grindstones, so facing this way again on this way of the ship, and they should now connect up, creating this kind of double bar effect. And we can also place in 2 andesite walls on top of those previous 2. As well as that, on the furthest out part of the cockpit we can also place an andesite wall on the back here to give that a bit of a circle shape rather than just being a little divot. Now on the first bit of the blue glass we can place 1 of the deep slate polished slabs, and then replicate what we have below by placing in the smooth stone slabs on all of the glass all the way around until you get to the other side, where once again we'll place a deep slate slab. From there you're going to place another smooth stone on top of all of these ones, and then your final 2 looms will go here, and 2 grindstones on top, the same as the other side, so we have this shape. You can also place in the 2 stone stairs and the 2 andesite walls like this, And from there we can then also place in 4 of the smooth stones and 2 more of them here as well. Now on these final ones we're going to place 2 of the deep slate slabs again and 1 of the regular stone slabs here. Now where you have these 2 slabs we're going to place in an andesite wall, and below that again we're going to place another smooth stone and 2 more smooth stone to connect and cover up that wall as well. Then where you have the furthest back of these 2, so facing the back of the ship, you've got this smooth stone here, you're going to place 3 slabs going across off of that like that. I just realised, very sorry, I actually missed these blocks in here. We wanted to cover up those, so we're going to place 4 stone blocks in like that to cover up those iron trapdoors. So then off of these 2 here that are connecting to the andesite stairs, we go 1 in, and we can place a temporary block, and then on top of that a smooth block, and then a smooth stone here. And on the furthest back of those we'll place a hopper going into that, just like that. Now the final step for this layer, we're going to place a dirt block. It can be on either one of these 2, doesn't really matter as long as it's connected to this block. And then we can place 4 wool in like this, and we can break that dirt block, so you have this little 4 wool here. And you also just want to place 4 more smooth stone on the middle there, on the middle pillar. And now for the next layer, this is what you'll need. We can start off just placing in the flower pots on top of these here. On top of your black wall you're going to place your activator rail, and then place 3 rails like this to loop back round. And then on the cockpit we can place in 3 of the trapdoors like this, and then place 2 tinted glass, so 1 on the side of this trapdoor and 1 off the back of that. Once again, I forgot about the bamboo pressure plate, that should be on top of this deep slate here next to the cockpit. Then on the block next to that we can also place in a Blackstone button and 1 Blackstone button just off of this here on the smooth stone. Now on the front of the ship we're going to place 2 of these trapdoors, and we're also going to take some smooth slabs and place them like this to go over the chains, so you have a little block of 4, and on each end do 2 blocks again offset by 1. Then in the gap we just made you want to place 4 blocks like this in a square, and on each side you want to place 3 blocks coming off like this, so 1 2 3 1 2 3. Now off the side of those 3 blocks we're going to place 3 slabs, and then we're going to come out to cover up all of the holes like this. Doing the same on this side, but instead of going out by 5 we only go out by 4, so that's 4 out this way and then 2 blocks there, so you should have it 1 longer on this side. Now you can place in the rest of your andesite walls, 1 on top of this one, 1 across, 1 back, and then 2 more across like that. Now we can start to fill in the rest of the left side, so starting from 1 across from the full blocks, you're going to place 3 full blocks going back, another 3 full blocks, and then 1 offset, you're going to place another 3 blocks, so you have this little offset square. Then from there you can place 2 blocks on here and 2 blocks coming off the back, and then you can do another 4 blocks but offset again, so you have this 4 here, 4 here, and then in the middle of those you can place 2 blocks like this. So now you can fill in these gaps with the slabs all the way along to be in line with these 2 blocks here, so you still have this 1 sticking off the end, and on the final line you can place 1 slab above those stairs like that, and you can also place 1 in this little corner where these walls are. Now that you've done that you can place in the stairs, 4 stairs all the way along to the end like this, and then place in 2 full blocks on top of the looms, and then another 2 stairs above those grindstones. Now we can go to the back of the ship, and everywhere there is 2 blocks here you can place on the inside block, so the one that's in the corner, and 2 like this in the middle, leaving a 2 block gap, and 2 here on this side in these corners as well. We're also going to place in 3 of these mangrove pressure plates, so on the second trapdoor here, and then on this trapdoor here you're going to place 1 on either side. You can also place 2 iron trapdoors on these singular blocks on the edges here. So now we can start placing in the deep slate brick stairs. So on the last of the trapdoors, facing it inwards like this. Then the second one after that, we're going to face it inwards where this pressure plate is. And then on the middle 2 blocks, we can have these ones facing outwards, connected to each other. And then repeat these 2 on the other side. So you should have that shape with those. We can also place in the 2 lecterns facing away from each other behind the middle 2 stairs like this. Now we can take some slabs again and just start covering this up. So you place 1 in between the 2 stairs, and then you're going to place 4 across, and you can also place 4 across like this. So you should have that shape, and you can repeat that on both sides like this. So now you have those all there. Now on the furthest out stairs you can place in 3 slabs like that, with the middle being in line and 1 coming off like this. You can also repeat that on the other side like that. Then we can take these deep slate slabs and place them on top of the sea lanterns in the corners so that it's creating a diagonal with the one we placed in the previous layer. Now take your full stone blocks, and in this 4 block gap here where you've got the lecterns, you're going to go 3 out and fill that up with those 3. And then we're also going to do it the same in this 3 block gap here. So 3 out, so you'll have a 3x3 and a 3x4 here. And the same on this side, a 3x3 like that. Now on the corner of that box we just made, you're going to place 2 blocks here and 1 here and a deep slate in both of these corners here, so it continues the diagonal along like this. We can repeat that on this side, so 2 blocks here, 1 here, and 2 of the deep slate continue in the diagonal. Now covering up this final glass and sea lantern, we'll place 2 slabs and then 1 to cover up this gap here. Then you need your polished tuff, and we're going to go 3 out from that in line with the final sea lantern, and off the last 2 we'll place another 2 in, and this corner will be filled in with another stone slab. Now we can place in the andesite stairs here, so you're going to do 4 all the way across to be in line with the previous set. Then in this gap we want 2 full blocks, and then from this final deep slate 2 more full blocks and 2 offset on there, so it's another one of those Tetris shapes. And now we want a anvil here facing this way and an anvil facing this way, and then facing this block we can just place in a copper trapdoor on top there. And finally for this corner you just want to place a slab off of that last andesite stairs. Now we can go back round to the other corner, and where these deep slate tiles are we're going to go 2 out with the polished basalt and 1 across like that with them facing in this direction. Then we want 1 tough slab off the side of this, and then we can place in 1 full smooth stone and then 3 across and 1 back. So you should be left with this pattern. Now we can cover up the last 2 of the glass and the sea lantern on this side with 2 regular slabs, and then off of both of the sides of that we will have 2 tough slabs. You then want to fill up the gaps with a little L shape here with 3 stone slabs and then 3 coming off like that in that line. And then you can place in your andesite stairs going across like this all the way to the end. Once again 2 andesite stairs on the end and also 2 stone blocks on top of the looms. Now back to the final quarter of this bit, we're going to go 1 in again from this stone block and go 3 back like this. Now we need the full tough block. We'll place it on the first, the one closest to the front. Then we can place in 2 smooth basalt off of that. Then off of the middle block here, the first basalt, we'll place another one of these smooth tuff, and then 2 more basalt going back, and then 1 more tuff and 1 more basalt. To fill in this gap down here we'll just use a tough slab. Now off of this basalt, 1 to the side we'll place 1 block, and 2 going back we'll place 2 blocks of stone. So to fill in this gap here we're going to place a slab, and then 1 coming off of that, and then 2 going towards the front and 1 here, so we'll box in this bamboo and you'll have yet another Tetris piece. Now for the slightly tricky stair placement. First we're going to place a stone block behind these tinted glass. Then you want to place 2 andesite facing forwards, the andesite stairs like this. So now we want to place a zigzag pattern starting like this, just 1 block at a time, and you go all the way to the 2 stone blocks here. So once we get there you'll see the final angle should be a block like that. Now you can fill in all of these little gaps here with full blocks. And then for the stairs on the other side we can start here, placing it from the bottom and just do another zigzag. So you should have this one going into the side like that, and you'll just go all the way along until you connect back up with the, I'm breaking everything now, until you connect with that, and then it should finish that part. Then you can just place in 1 stone block to block up these stairs, otherwise this little gap here will be visible, and also 1 slab can go in this corner here. Then lastly we need to place in these andesite stairs to connect back to this block here. You also need to place in 1 more mangrove pressure plate on this corner here, so just next to the middle column, and also in the middle we're going to place in the tinted glass on top of this, and 1 smooth stone all the way around the edge going around like this. And that is actually the last of the kind of difficult layers. The last 2 layers shouldn't be too bad now. So we're at the final steps now, and this is what you'll need for this layer, but you could probably fit everything that's left in your inventory at this point. Now we're going to start over here where this little pipe thing is, because we actually have to do something to get this candle in place. So we'll take a temporary block, place that there, and then we will place the candle on top, and then we can break that temporary block. And then underneath that, facing downwards, we're going to put a hopper. Now we can head over into the middle, and on top of all of these smooth stone blocks, we will place in the last of our tinted glass. So from the front of the ship, we will place in 4 blocks going out of the full smooth stone blocks, and then 4 more next to that. Then on each side of that, we will place another 4, so that there's just 1 sticking off the end, like this. We can then fill in this gap at the front with the smooth stone slabs, going 3 out, and also do 3 on each side, so it comes 1 out over this, just like that. So now we want to start making a box around this tinted glass. So starting from here, we'll place in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can also fill in these 2, and we can go across 1 more to the halfway point. Then from the middle of those blocks we just placed, you're going to go out 2 blocks like this. Then we will take the full polished tuff blocks, place 1 in this corner, and you're going to do 4 blocks like this in a square. And you can also fill in this one at the front with a smooth stone like that. Now from that smooth stone we just placed, go out 2 blocks and go back 1 with the full tuff blocks. You can also fill in these 2 gaps here with smooth stone. Now to complete this box around this side, you're going to place 2 here and 3 going across like that. Now on each side, in line with these 2 tinted glass at the back, you can go out 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3 like that, and repeat that on the other side in line with these 2 tinted, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We can then fill out these gaps here with smooth stone slabs, so you should go out 4, and also place 2 iron trapdoors on the end like that. And you can repeat that on the other side as well, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 iron trapdoors. Now we want to finish this line of the polished deep slate, so we can place 1 here, we can place a smooth stone slab here, and then 1 here. Next to that we can also finish these andesite stairs, so 1, 2, 3 stairs, and then we also need the slabs to go there. And the same on the other side. Off the side here you can place 1 of these, and then place 1 smooth stone slab, and then 1 more of these. So that should be all of your polished deep slate done. And now you can also do the andesite stairs here, so 1, 2, 3, and then place in 1 andesite slab like that. Now for the final steps at the back, we can place in 2 smooth stone slabs coming off of the full smooth stone. And where you have these big gaps here, you just need to crouch, and you can place down these daylight sensors, and you can turn them to the nighttime mode if you want. I prefer the blue color. So now you should have 3 of the panels like that. Then you can place in another 4 here, so you are 1 block away on this one, and then you're going to be offset by 1 in this corner here. We'll place another 4 and switch those, and the same thing here, offset by 1, place another square of 4 here. So that's all 6 of the panels at the back done. Now where these smooth stone slabs connect, you can place in 2 iron trapdoors like this, and 3 flower pots, 1 here next to this one, 1 next to this one, and 1 next to this one. Now you can place in some Blackstone buttons, so next to this copper trapdoor facing sideways, and then this one facing forwards like that. So you should see where those go. Then 2 more Blackstone buttons can go on these 2 blocks right here. And lastly, for the back of the ship, we have 1 mangrove pressure plate here and 2 here in line with this, 2 across. Now working from the front left of the ship again, you can place in all of this gap with the smooth stone slabs, but leave these 3 empty because now we're going to place in the andesite stairs and then 1 more andesite slab, and that should now match up with this side. In this little gap here we will place an iron trapdoor, then we can have 2 mangrove pressure plates, 1 here next to this and 1 in this corner here, and 2 Blackstone buttons, 1 diagonally from this and 1 diagonally from this in this orientation. Now one thing that would be good to do now as well is place in your iron trapdoors off the side of this candle, and that way it just gives a little bit of depth to this radar by just having it raised up off of the hopper. You can place 2 iron trapdoors on the front in this gap here. And for the final corner, you're going to place 2 here and 2 here to cover up this gap, and then we need to get our polished tuff slabs to cover up the remaining 3 holes here, and we can place an iron trapdoor in that gap, same as on the other side. We can also put in the last 3 andesite stairs and the final andesite slab here, like that. You can also now place in your smooth stone slabs on top of all of these, leaving the last one because here we will place in 2 iron trapdoors. And for the final details on this layer, we're going to place a flower pot here, a Blackstone button here, We can place in 2 mangrove pressure plates there, and then 1 bamboo here and 1 in the corner like that. And now for the final layer, we will place in 2 mangrove pressure plates like this. We can put 1 flower pot here, and you can place 4 iron trapdoors all the way across there, a flower pot in this corner, and a Blackstone button here. And now we just have the final cannon to do, which we're going to place 4 of the mangrove pressure plates next to the tinted glass like this. Then on top of the front tinted glass, we can place in our 2 polished andesite stairs back to back like that, with 2 of the fence gates open on the back. And now we need our temporary blocks again, because we're going to place these here, 1 away from the stairs, place in the 2 grindstones like that and break those, and then we just need to finish it off with the 4 chains and the 2 lightning rods, just like that. And that is it. That is the Millenium Falcon build finished. Now if you want to add in the landing supports, you will need these blocks I mentioned earlier. So if you wanted to have the landing gears, you can come to this part here where on the bottom where you have this formation of iron trapdoors, and you can break this iron trapdoor here, and you'll need to place some temporary blocks 1 away like this, and then you can place in the grindstones upside down like that. And because this isn't on the floor, I'm going to have to place in some temporary blocks to show you it actually how it works. But if you place an anvil sideways like this, and then you can just place iron trapdoors like this, and I just after saying it, I just deleted those. What is wrong with me? I know it doesn't look good like that, but the back ones actually have 2 supports, and then on the front one you can just go in this gap. So we'll place 2 temporary blocks again, and you can place 1 grindstone like this, and then we will need to place in these blocks temporarily. So that is how you would do that side. As for the middle, it's slightly more difficult because the middle part doesn't technically have a middle. It's not got a 1 block middle, so it's probably better to do 2 of this next to each other. And I think if you found a good spot like this, you could place some slabs inside. And I tell you what, I will release a light matica for this with the landing supports, just for anyone who wants that. So yeah, for the front we're going to have to do a 2 wide, just due to the size of the ship, because it's not singular in the middle. And there you go, ignoring the dirt blocks, you can see we now have these landing supports underneath. Well, I hope you enjoyed that and that went well for you building that, if that's what you did. Now of course, if people want the Litematica file for that, or any of these other vehicles that you can see along here, if there's one that catches your eye, feel free to jump in my Discord. It's completely free. I'm not bothered if you just want to come and grab the schematic and go. That's completely fine with me. And it's in my YouTube channel page, so yeah, feel free to come along. Well, if you found that helpful, or if you want any more tutorials on any of these vehicles, I'd be willing to do some more. I just stopped making my vehicle videos because they weren't doing very well, and I thought I would just make the Millenium Falcon for May the 4th, given it's a special day for us Star Wars fans. But I hope you guys have a lovely day, and May the 4th be with you.